Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Clan Sakai Major League video for 2026. I'm your host, Aries, today, joined by the Capybara, and we are back with another lower division Major 1 banger. It is going to be a winners finals as we finally get back onto the winners bracket between DOA versus DOA Academy. Now, we got the fight of the two rosters that are meant to be the best teams in this lower division league, and they are looking to fight for the grand finals. Now, as you know, between both of these teams, if you watch the other tournament between Team 7 and Super Saiyan Jams, the number 2 seed unfortunately fell short against Super Saiyan Jams, and now they're going to be playing the loser of this match between DOA versus DOA Academy. It's going to be a really good game overall. You know, both teams have split into making twos, and now only one team could advance. As we take a look at our leaderboards here, DOA are the number 1 seed going against the number 6 seed, and DOA Academy looking to claim the 2nd seed if they or claim an extra seed for the next tournament if they win this match, but they need to get past DOA. Now, DOA have been looking fire in the tournament, sweeping almost every team in their side of the bracket here. And, you know, they took down Super Saiyan Jams, Wieners, and now they're looking to take down DOA Academy. But DOA Academy, you know, they are also a strong team here, and, you know, they could still win this match overall, and they still have the chance to, like, close out this tournament overall. But yeah, the loser of that match will be facing off against Super Saiyan Jam. It is going to be a banger. But looking at the roster between both of those teams, you know, Reggie and his team, you know, after splitting it up, you know, it kind of like made a certain amount of roster changes overall. My bad, I was about to sneeze. But yeah, but as we take a look at predictions, we all got DOA winning it. I think they're the best team right here in this match, so I believe they have the strongest potential overall. And yeah, they're definitely going to be winning this match against DOA Academy. I think they're just the strongest team overall, and yeah, that's the votes all going one-sided for that match. But you know, it wouldn't be surprised if DOA Academy could like surprise us. But yeah, I think they're overall the strong team. But talking about the roster between DOA Academy and DOA has a roster of Low BBH, Person, Fat4, and Reggie. You remember Person, Fat4, and Reggie stick together, and they picked up Low BBH that was originally back then, and Ducky Trio for the lower division tournament back in Major 3 of 2025. And then from DOA Academy, you got, you know, Gregory, Kupro, Nova playing today, going against Person, Fat4, and Reggie. And you know, Kupro used to be on the main team, but now he's currently on the 2nd team. They also have LA Thieves Nova, and she said hi Gregory. And Sky is not going to be playing for this match. He's going to be sitting out. Or he probably couldn't make it for this match. But yeah, Sky, you know, originally from No Game No Life. We take a look at our maps here. We got Hot Potato, Hard Rock Mine, Bells Rock, Hideout, and Pit Home Punt are going to be our maps for today. And as we take a look at our predictions, 88% coming in from DOA against 12% DOA Academy. So it looks like it's definitely going to be a one-side tournament. But we'll see how these teams could do as we now get ready with our first set of Heist Hot Potato between DOA Academy and DOA. Alright, as we now get started with our winners finals of our match 7 between DOA Academy and DOA. As we take a look at the draft, it's going to be a Cordelius, Cole, and an Otis versus a Crow, Amber, and a Miko. Interesting comms coming in from both teams. And I think, you know, Faffor's going to get a really nice kill into Kupro. And now Gregory is going to jump onto the safe. Wants to get that extra damage and a beautiful super from Fat4. And now Nova just trying to hold back Reggie. And right now it's a fight for the DOA match. You can see that everyone has DOA in their names. So it's definitely going to be a banger match. Right here comes Gregory. You know, wants to find an opportunity onto the save. Fat4 just trying to hold down the middle. Doesn't want to give them too many of an opening. Fat4 is going to get a nice defense. And there goes the pop being dropped from the DOA Academy as they get the first pot off of DOA. And DOA really need to get this safe damage in board, and Fat 4 is going to straight down the middle, just get a little bit of percentage out of that. Kupro is going to run into person, does get a nice kill, and Fat 4 is just trying to play some defense, but Gregory, wants to look for the opportunity, has to play very carefully, and a beautiful super, and it's going to shut down the Miko from pushing up, and Nova just trying to get extra damage, and this is a perfect run coming in from DOA Academy as they're starting to get a little bit more of the lead. Reggie is going to shut down Kupro, and now this is looking like a better start. Now Fat 4 needs to run up to the safe, and person is able to make the first pop onto the safe. Fat 4 needs to get rid of this needs to get rid of Gregory. A beautiful mute from person though. But I think Nova is AFK down. He's gonna have to come back before they lose it. But here comes Gregory, trying to hold down the middle. It needs to get the safe with that realm being popped from Reggie. Now it's gonna close out that kill. And Gregory just trying to stay alive, doesn't want to give too much damage. Fat 4 looking to get a beautiful super in the middle, but doesn't really get it when the pop happens. And now Nova just hold it down the mid. Reggie has to be careful because Kupro has the hypercharge and he can do some crazy amount of damage where, Gregory is going to be using the super, wants to find a connection, needs to get to the safe immediately. And here comes Fat 4 going on to the right. He could get some crazy damage. It does get a beautiful kill and goes for the crazy super, and Reggie helps out 24% to 25. This could be a close one though. Fat 4 needs to take down Kupro. Holding down for the middle control. This is going to be a close one. Reggie getting the extra damage. And here comes Fat 4 rating it down on the right. And DOA will be taking the first game. A beautiful game coming in from DOA. They were able to come back immediately. And they just ignored the Miko, to be honest. And Fat 4 was able to run down with the hypercharge. We now get started with our game 2. DOA Academy really played the early game perfectly, but DOA were able to respond back. But they still need to get rid of the problem. See, Fat 4 is kind of the damage dealer for DOA. The Colt could do some crazy amount of damage. Right, look at that, a perfect rundown, and Fat 4 is definitely gonna get that pop into that safe soon. It's gonna do some crazy amount of damage, and Kupro, just trying to receive a little bit more damage onto person, and Fat 4 looking to get that connection off to onto Kupro. A beautiful super is gonna break down that left wall. Fat 4 knows that there's a Kupro right there. And not a Kupro, but Gregory. And a nice realm from Reggie is going to slow that down. And Fat 4 just needs to catch Nova off guard. Goes for the attack play. Does get a huge kill. And now the game is going to be played a little bit slowly. Reggie is going to run down the middle. And another gadget is going to be pop from person. And here comes Fat 4 running down the damage to the right. Tries to go for a second pop. Nova just trying to stay alive. Needs to find a connection. Needs to get something out of it. And he actually gets a super. And that's going to be some pretty good damage. 75% to 62. Gregory needs to take down Reggie though. Reggie's just waiting for the Miko to push up, and Kupro just needs to get a little bit more tags so he can farm up his hypercharge. But now here comes Gregory trying to find an opening, and Fat 4 looking to ignore it, but he's actually might defend that actually, and person gets another pop onto the safe. A beautiful kill from Fat 4 is gonna shut down Gregory. Hypercharge is gonna be used from Nova, gets a huge kill. Kupro does get shut down, and this is a beautiful team wipe from DOA, and they are shredding down DOA Academy in this match. But now they still have a chance to close out the set here. Fat 4 looking to get extra more damage. A beautiful hypercharge in person is able to knock that down as DOA will be taking the second game and also be taking the first set. An incredible game coming in from DOA. DOA Academy really need to lock in that match, and Fat 4 is going to be the MVP. He got some pretty good damage onto the save, and Reggie with a perfect defense. But yeah, unfortunate game coming in from DOA Academy. But yeah, DOA are looking extremely strong in that round. They were able to close out that first game with a comeback, and now they were able to adapt in the second game and get crazy amount of damage. But now we get started with our gem grab over. It's going to be set 2 of Hard Rock Mine. Score 1-0. Alright, as we now get started with set 2 between DOA and DOA Academy. Looking at the draft, is going to be a Ruffs, Bo, and a Leon going against a Chester, Finks, and Otis. Pretty interesting comp coming in from both teams, but Fat 4 and the Leon is going to be a little dangerous for their team. He's kind of the assassin player for the team. And Reggie, on the bow, could actually do some pretty crazy amount of damage. Overall, I do like the comfort picks from both sides. They all have their comfort picks. And Kupro Does get a nice kill. I mean, tries to stay alive, but this gets shut down by Fat Four. And a beautiful sneak up from Fat Four. And now he uses the super and a ghastly heal. Is going to sneak up onto the right. And now Krupo has to be careful. Beautiful hypercharge from Fat Four. He's playing so aggressive and tries to get as much damage as he can. Reggie tries to close the distance, but he needs to get some tags onto the middle. 7 gems are going to be in favor of Reggie. Just needs to stay alive overall and the not get shut down. Hypercharge is going to be used to slow down anybody that comes coming down the mid. And Fat 4 knows there's a crew pro sneaking up. It's going to go for a nice kill. Now the game is going to be played up a little slow. Gregory just needs to run down the middle and grab those 2 gems. Nova got stunned, but person looking to get some connections into the middle, and Fat 4 is going to sneak up onto Kupo. Beautiful damage, but Kupo is actually able to shut that down, which is going to give a little bit of the right lane free for DOA Academy. And here comes DOA Academy. They're trying to make an aggressive play. Reggie's just trying to slow things down, and a beautiful kill and a beautiful defense coming in from DOA as they will be taking the first round. An incredible game coming in from DOA. They're showing DOA Academy that they are the main team in this match, and it is looking dangerous right now for DOA Academy because they need to lock in immediately. As DOA is almost running away with it, they are close to taking a set 2 early game. Now the tournament's starting to play this a little slowly. Fat 4 wants to run down the middle, just get a nice tag onto Kupo, looking to catch Nova off guard. And now the game is playing it a bit slow overall. Reggie just trying to find a connection, needs to play this a bit slow. Beautiful tags coming in from Reggie. They need to get this pinch onto Cooper. Cooper just getting away with it, just trying to stay alive as much as he can. Just get shut down though. Both mines go through the middle. Person, you know, gives the super to Reggie. Now he's going to be able to do extra damage. Fat 4 wants to get a little sneaky. And Cooper trying to get some connections. Gregory's fortune is going to be AFK, and that's not going to be very good. And a beautiful sneak up from Fat 4. Gadget is going to be put down, looking to catch Gregory off guard, and a nice sneak up from Fat 4. He's using the super again, and now he's waiting for another opportunity. Probably going to activate Hypercharge. And yeah, look at that beautiful tags from Fat 4, just shutting down the Chester, and Gregory's not able to do anything, and a nice response from Reggie. And now this is looking like a good game coming in from DOA, as they are gonna be running away with the set 1. There is no, set 2. There is no way for DOA Academy to come back, as DOA will be taking the second game and will be 2-0 in the lead. One more set for them, and they will be closing out this finals with a 3-0 against DOA Academy. And take a look at the MVP. It's going to be Reggie. He played out of his mind in the middle, holding down the gems, and an unfortunate game coming in from DOA Academy, but they're going to have to lock in. As we get started with our game number 3, the final set for DOA to close out with a 3-0. Or can DOA Academy clutch this one up? As we now get started with our set 3 of Knockout Bells Rock. The potential final set for DOA to close out this tournament, or will DOA Academy clutch up this game? Looking at the draft, is going to be a Mortis, Mr. P, and a Rico going against an Otis, Brock, and a Squeak. Got Fat 4 on the Rico, and Reggie is going to be the person on the Mortis. You know, I really would assume Fat 4 would have been on the Mortis, but it looks like Reggie's going to be on it. He wants to go for some pretty aggressive plays, and here comes Fat 4 holding down the middle. Has to play carefully. Does needs to get some beautiful dodges, and does get slowed down by the Squeak. Now Reggie just waited for an opportunity. Wants to find a target. He's gonna go for Gregory. Tries to get something out of it. Can he close it out? Does get a nice kill. And now the spins are gonna be out from Reggie. Nova needs to watch down to the middle. Needs to be very careful. Person knows that Nova's down the middle. Fat 4 just trying to get the connections onto Kupo. Here comes Reggie, goes for an aggressive play, uses the super to confirm the kill. As first round, we'll be going into DOA. The spins are already out, and they're looking confident in this game right now. DOA Academy not really able to get anything out of it, but they're gonna have to lock in. Nova trying to find a connection, needs to find something out of it. Doesn't really get too much out of it, and looks like Person is actually gonna go down. It makes this tournament, this match at 1v2. 2v3. I think DOA Academy should be able to get this round. You know, Fat 4 wants to get the angles off of Gregory, but they have to play this carefully. Reggie trying to look for a connection in that beautiful swipe down, but is not able to get anything out of it. Fat 4 looking to 1v2, tries to go for a play, needs to take down Kupro, and a beautiful, but oh, he runs into the fire though. He could have possibly got that 1v3, but unfortunately didn't really get it in time. He should have never ran into that fire, but there's still a chance for DOA Academy to close this one out. Fat 4 has a hypercharge ready, and Reggie's gonna run down into Nova's face and shut him down. And Gregory, the only survivor left alongside Cooper, a beautiful hypercharge, and Fat 4 is gonna close out that game. Gregory has a hypercharge, but is not able to do anything out of it, but I don't think it's going to be enough. As he already knows it's over. DOA will be taking the first game. Not looking so good overall for them. They need to start clutching up this match. And it is looking dangerous right now. One more game and that will claim that 3-0 in favor of DOA. But now they need to close out this tournament soon. Right now it's going to look dangerous overall for DOA Academy. They need to get something out of this game. Reggie just trying to dodge a little bit of the Brock. Now the game is going to be played a little slowly. Fat 4 trying to run down the middle and looking to shut down Gregory. Wants to get a connection, but is not able to get anything out of it. The shots are going to go down the middle and a perfect super onto Kupo, which is going to keep him low. But doesn't really close out anything out of it. Fat 4 pulling down the middle, just needs to stay alive. Reggie looking for a connection, he needs to find something. And now could really get a perfect opportunity. He's going to slice onto Gregory, and now tries to stay alive, tries to go for Kupro. Kupro just trying to get the connection onto Reggie, and is actually able to shut that down. And now Fat 4 could get the connection onto Kupro. Kupro just trying to stay alive, and Nova just trying to hold down Person. And that's going to be a beautiful kill coming in from Person and taking down Nova. And how this is a match point and a match game going in from DOA. Can DOA Academy clutch this one up here? That's going to be extremely dangerous overall. Fat 4 has the hypercharge. He could make something happen. Tries to look for opportunity. Needs to find the connection. Fat 4 is going to heal up. Now Gregory just trying to slow down everything. Nova knows that there's Reggie in the board. And this could be a dangerous game overall. Goes for an amazing play. Fat 4 has the hypercharge. It's going to shut down Gregory. And that's probably going to wrap up the entire tournament, as DOA will be advancing to the grand finals with a 3-0 sweep clean. And will also be taking the second game in this match. And Fat 4 is going to be the MVP for this entire series. He's been playing out of his mind. And yeah, DOA Academy will be going to the losers bracket to face off against Super Saiyan Jams to have a spot and a shot to face off in the grand finals. But that's gonna wrap up our entire video for today. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one between DOA Academy and Super Saiyan Jams. Consider subscribing for more amazing content like this. Bye bye.